Have you ever met someone and felt like the connection between you was different from the very beginning? Not just attraction, but something deeper, like life somehow brought both of you together at exactly the right moment. When two people are truly meant to be together, certain emotional patterns often begin to emerge naturally. Being together feels calm, fulfilling, safe, and meaningful. There is a sense of comfort between you that can be difficult to explain and yet impossible to ignore. In today's video, we're talking about 5 things that almost always happen when two people are meant to be together. Some of these signs are subtle, but once you experience them, you'll start realizing the connection may be much deeper than you thought. Sign number 1, you meet when you need each other the most. One of the most fascinating parts of meaningful relationships is the role timing plays. People often assume that deep connections happen when everything in life is going perfectly, but that usually isn't how it works. More often, two people cross paths during seasons of growth, healing, loneliness, uncertainty, or major emotional change. Perhaps you were recovering from a painful breakup. Maybe they were trying to put their lives back together. Or perhaps both of you were quietly becoming stronger and wiser without even realizing it. Then, somehow, your paths meet at precisely the right moment, not too soon and not too late. The relationship arrives when you genuinely need emotional support from one another. One person may bring calm to the other's chaos. They may provide encouragement, understanding, healing, motivation, or simply a sense of being seen and accepted. What makes these connections especially powerful is that they can feel significant almost immediately. Even when the relationship takes time to develop, there may be a quiet sense that meeting this person has changed something within you permanently. Sign number 2, being around them brings peace rather than confusion. Many people mistake emotional turbulence for love because mixed signals, anxiety, and inconsistency have become strangely common in modern relationships. But a genuinely healthy and meaningful connection tends to create peace rather than constant emotional tension. That doesn't mean disagreements disappear or the relationship becomes flawless. Instead, there is a foundation of emotional security and mutual understanding beneath the difficult moments. You aren't constantly questioning where you stand. You don't spend every night analyzing their behavior or wondering whether they actually care. Their actions generally support their words, and their effort feels sincere. Even when disagreements happen, respect remains present. One of the clearest signs of a healthy connection is the way you feel internally when you're with that person. Your mind and body can finally relax because you feel emotionally safe enough to be yourself. You aren't constantly trying to earn their attention or begging for reassurance. Genuine love often feels peaceful because it reduces uncertainty instead of creating more of it. Sign number 3, you never have to become smaller to keep their love. You don't feel pressured to hide your personality, suppress your opinions, lower your standards, or pretend to be someone else just to maintain their interest. Instead, the right person encourages your individuality and supports your goals, healing, confidence, and personal growth. When you're with someone who truly accepts you, you gradually become more authentic, not less. That is especially meaningful because unhealthy relationships can make people feel emotionally insignificant. You may feel as though you constantly have to perform, change, or prove your worth just to remain loved. A meaningful relationship does the opposite. It gives you the freedom to exist as your authentic self, imperfections included. And when someone genuinely cares about you, they can inspire you to grow into a better version of yourself without forcing you to change. Their support becomes encouragement rather than pressure. Sign number 4, even your silence together feels comfortable. When two people share a deep connection, they don't need to fill every moment with conversation. Sometimes, simply being together is enough. You can sit beside each other quietly, take a long drive without constantly talking, or spend an afternoon together without feeling obligated to entertain one another. Somehow, the connection remains strong even when no words are being exchanged. There is no constant need to impress each other, create excitement, or keep the conversation going every second. Their presence itself feels reassuring. That kind of comfort is rare because many people associate connection with constant stimulation and excitement. Yet real intimacy often becomes most obvious during quiet moments. It is the feeling that you remain understood and emotionally connected even without speaking. Eventually, their presence begins to feel less like pressure and more like home. And when two people can genuinely enjoy simply being beside each other in silence, it often suggests that their bond extends far beyond physical attraction or surface-level chemistry. Sign number 5, your lives begin moving in positive directions. Another beautiful quality of meaningful relationships is the way they can encourage positive transformation. After meeting someone who truly complements your life, you may gradually become more focused, motivated, hopeful, and emotionally balanced. New opportunities may appear, old wounds may begin to heal, and both people may naturally feel encouraged to improve their lives. That doesn't mean everything suddenly becomes perfect. Instead, the relationship creates a sense of forward movement rather than destruction. You motivate one another to grow instead of becoming emotionally dependent or holding each other back. Years later, you may even look back and realize that meeting this person completely changed the direction of your life. A healthy relationship creates clarity rather than constant confusion. It encourages growth rather than stagnation. And even when difficult seasons arrive, the connection can remain meaningful because both people continue choosing to work through change, challenges, and personal growth together. Ultimately, when two people share a truly meaningful connection, it usually goes far beyond temporary attraction. There is peace, emotional safety, understanding, comfort, growth, and a sense that meeting each other happened for a meaningful reason. No relationship is perfect, but genuine connections often feel natural rather than forced. They allow both people to grow, remain authentic, and find a sense of peace in simply having each other in their lives.